Hey everyone, this is Peter Wolfing. It's Black Friday. I want to give everybody well wishes for Thanksgiving and the holidays, and I'm just taking a walk in Central Park, and I really don't need to buy anything. I don't feel the need to buy things, and one of the things that I always ask myself is it a need or a want? And honestly, I want things, but I don't necessarily need them, so I kind of skip them and try to teach my family and my kids to do the same thing. But today I wanted to make a special video, and I covered this on my training last week regarding some of the things I learned from Jim Rohn, and one of them what I wanted to talk about today, in case you haven't heard it, it's a classic in business and network marketing and just entrepreneurship, personal development, is the parable of the seed and the sower. And if you don't know what that means, it's a parable in the Bible about a person who is a planter. He's a planter of seeds, and that's his job. He's just a planter of seeds. He doesn't have to do anything else. He doesn't have to worry about anything else. He just plants seeds. So the story goes, and I'm going to really skim through this really quickly, is that some of the seeds that he planted land on different types of soil, rocks, thorns, birds, and all sorts of different things happen. So first thing was that he planted the seed, and some of the seed landed on soil that was not fertile. And how that relates to our business is that sometimes what you're going to do as the planter, you're planting the information out there to people. And when you're planting the information, it's not your job to decide whether or not they're open-minded or at the right time in their life to do it, i.e. fertile. So it's your job to plant. All you need to do is plant, and not worry about whether somebody's fertile at the right time in their life. Somebody may have been not fertile today because they had an argument with their significant other, or they had a bad day at work. They're not fertile today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Some people are just happy with their job, but you never know, things happen, and next week they may be fertile, right? So when you're talking to people like that, and if they're not in the right time in their life, you be courteous, be professional, right? Be the professional networker, and you ask them, hey, would you mind if I keep in touch with you and let you know how I'm doing? You never know, things change. So it's not, but the big point here is your job is to plant the seed, is to give the information about your story, the company's story, and that's it. And because you can't tell by looking at people whether or not they're fertile or not, right? Whether or not they are in hock up to their ears, they hate their job, whatever, you can't tell on the outside, but you have to find out by giving them the information. Hey, have you ever thought of other ways to raise your cash flow in your spare time without risking what you're doing on a full-time basis? I have something that maybe you haven't considered yet. Something to that effect. So the second thing is the sower kept on planting, and some of the seeds landed on rocky soil and didn't bear fruit. And some of the seeds were choked out by thorns. So he planted them, and the thorns came up and choked them out. What do you think the thorns are? The thorns are the dream stealers in our life. They could be people that you love. You know, sometimes people that we love, they say things that they think they're doing it because they care for us, but maybe they're doing it from ignorance. Maybe they're doing it based on something they heard from somebody who heard from somebody who heard from somebody 20 years ago about networking, and there's, oh, it's one of those things, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get scammed, you're going to get, it's a pyramid thing, and only the people at the top make money, and yada, 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 yada. Right? So we've heard all that stuff, right? So the dream stealers are going to be people. What do you think you can do that for? Get yourself a safe job, a safe job, and don't go down and climb that mountain. Come over here to my safe little flatland over here, right? Not too much upside, but not too much downside. And they're doing it because they're trying to save you. Other people are just, they think they know everything, right? They think they know everything about business. They heard somebody, and that's what happened. And they just pass on that information. Or maybe they had a bad experience. My thing is, hey, if you go to an Italian restaurant, if you like Italian food, and you have just a bad dish, you just don't stop going to restaurants and going to Italian food. You just had a bad dish, right? So same thing. Maybe you or they, maybe they had a bad experience with the previous company that they were in. So it doesn't mean all of them are bad. They just had one bad experience. Maybe two bad experiences, you never know, right? So you have to bear that in mind, and if someone then asks you, what you're doing, be proud that you're doing the company that you're doing. Be proud that you're in the industry of network marketing. And I'll tell you right now, it's the age of the entrepreneur, and network marketing is the primo business right now. I'm telling you, you compare it to anything else out there with all the technology out there right now, network marketing is the bomb. It really is. Okay, so the dream stealers, right? People that don't see the way you see, and you just have to say, listen, this is my mountain. I'm not coming back. I'm going to climb to the top. You're going to see me up at the top waving or dead on the side, that kind of thing, right? So you have to be steadfast with your conviction that you're doing. And the sower went to plant some more seeds, and sometimes the birds came and ate the seeds. What are the birds? The birds are the negative news out there, negative media. And, network marketing has come a long way in 20 or 30 years. And still, some people, some regulators have a negative view on network marketing industry. And even our business, you have some haters are going to hate, as the song goes, haters are going to hate, right? So when they hate, they just hate everything. So if you go onto Amazon, I dare you to look up any book by Dr. Seuss, the children's writer, and they have the 1 to 5 stars, and you have people that just don't like it. Now, how can somebody not like Dr. Seuss, right? Type up practically any book that's a classic, and you'll have some people that just hate it. So just understand that in your business, in network marketing, or the company that you're in, even the company that I'm in, we have helped hundreds of thousands of people over the last 17 years. But we still have people that hate us. They just hate us, right? So that happens because some people are just going to hate. They hate the industry. Maybe they glanced at it for 2 minutes. It's one of those things, and they post something like that. And I can guarantee you that there's 1,000 to 1 people that like it versus hate it. The problem is, most of the time, the people that love it don't say anything, right? They're just happy doing their thing. It's always the squeaky wheel that gets the oil, and they get the posts on the negative news things and the scam sites and all that kind of stuff. So just understand that, do your due diligence, and feel comfortable with your decision, and that you are going to have some people that are going to hate. And you see right behind me, this was a beautiful man-made kind of lake-ish type of thing, and they drained it all for the wintertime. You don't usually see all that here, all the leaves in there, but it's just a stunning day today. Yesterday and today was just beautiful. So back to my parable of the seed and the sower. So the basic thing that you want to recognize what I'm saying is that your job is only to plant the seeds. Your job is to plant the seeds. Now, the second thing I want to go into is the seasons of life and the seasons of your business. There's spring, and there's summer, and there's fall, and there's winter. You're going to have times in your business where it's springtime and it's time to plant. You just got to plant and plant and plant, and not worry about what's coming up. Plant it. Just keep on planting, because that's the season in your business to plant. You're planting seeds, you're doing posts, you're doing video posts, you're doing everything possible to get your information out there about what you're doing and about yourself, right? You're planting, and you're creating an environment so that this later on, when it's time to harvest, you're going to harvest a great crop. The summertime is when you have some people that have started in your business, and what you're doing is you're pulling out the weeds and you're protecting them from the negativity. You're protecting them from themselves. You're protecting them from the dream stealers, and you're protecting your crop. Okay, your crop is your distributors and members. So you want to protect them and teach them about the things I'm telling you right now. And later on, you have the fall, which is the harvest season. You're harvesting, everything's coming up. All of the plants are coming up, all the corn's coming up, you're harvesting the corn, and all of the prospects are coming in, and everything you're touching is turning to gold. That's the harvest season when you want to bring it in. But also understand, after the fall season, there's also always winter time. That always comes, right? Nothing's working, right? But you still got to plant. You still plant, and you never know, things are coming up. So right now it's winter time. It's December coming up, and what happens during December? Usually there's a lull in the volume in your business, but you still have to plant. You're the ones that are going to plant, because you're setting the stage for a great time in networking, which is January to May. Very, very good time in business. So you're planting now, so this way when January starts, you're fishing with a fishing net instead of with a pole, because you took off the whole month of December. Don't do that, right? Plant, always plant. Just understand there's going to be a time where it's the winter time, and there's the time to still work at it, and because you're preparing for the following season. So guys, that's the parable of the seed and the sower and the seasons. I hope you enjoyed this view from my background here in beautiful Central Park. Lovely day here, and some of the information I can pass on to you that'll help you in your business. This is Peter Wolfing. Have a great day. Bye for now.